wanted to start the new season with a bang and get something special, you know, get something a little bit nice. Look at that. Oh. It's a Jazzmaster, isn't it? American Vintage 2. I don't know what 2 is. Presumably there was an American Vintage 1 a while back. And this one's better, somehow or other. Got a bit of, oh yeah. Yeah, it's got that smell, it's nice. Let's get on with it. Let's review this. Beauty, American Beauty, yeah. Guitaristas is proudly supported by Gear for Music. Hello, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Guitaristas. So, we're back after our summer break. Hope you had a good time. We've all recharged our batteries, hopefully, and we're raring to go for a new season of nonsense, really, mucking around with guitars. So, where are we going to start then? Well, I wanted to start the new season with a bang and get something special, you know, get something a little bit nice. Well, something that some of you will think is a little bit nice, and some of you will probably hate. But, you know, we do all sorts on here, and we've got to start somewhere. So, what have I done? What have I gone and done? Well, this, I thought it was about time that I got in a nice American-made Fender for our scrutiny. That was the word I was looking for. I was going to say delectation, maybe. Yeah, we might delect it, might we? But anyway, yeah, something nice. I hadn't done one of these for a while. Actually, I was looking back, it was ages ago. I did a Squire. Ow, fuck, I caught my finger in the case. We're off, yeah, we're off. New season, we're off. Here we go, look, I'll show you what it is, and then I'll do a little bit more talking. I spent some money. There's a reason. The Circle of Guitars, the raffles are facilitating. It's funded this. So thanks for all of you that participated in the last one. This is the next one. Okay, we'll talk more about that later. Shall I show you what it is? Yeah, this is what it is. Okay, can you see that on the, no, not really. It's, fucking hell, look at that. Oh, I thought, oh, Jazzmaster, it's a Jazzmaster, isn't it? Right, so this is a Fender American Vintage 2 1966 Jazzmaster in Dakota Red. This is the case. I'm going to get it out of the way, but first of all, I'm just going to show you, hopefully. Look, it's got a nice little pocket. Can you see that inside? There you go. Yeah, the lighting's not very good, but it's got, just wanted to get the whammy bar out. And it's got some stuff, which we'll have a closer look at a bit later when we're less busy. Let's get this out of the way. So I'll warn you in advance, this film might be a little bit random because I've had 3 weeks off and I've forgotten how to do it, to be honest with you, as if I knew before. Look, there you go, look, let's push the old whammy bar in. So yeah, I thought I'd get a nice Fender for a review, and then we'll raffle it in a couple of weeks' time. So stay tuned for that. And I fancied the American Vintage 2. I don't know what 2 is. Presumably there was an American Vintage 1 a while back. and this one's better somehow or other. I don't know, but yeah, that must be the case. This must be better. It's more vintage, isn't it? It's probably more vintage correct. Today, we're going to find out, hopefully. We're going to do a deep dive review. All the stuff we normally do, really. We're going to do all the specs, all the weights and measures. We're going to take it apart and have a look under the hood, see what's going on under there, and then we're going to plug it in and play it loads and hear what it sounds like. So buckle up. It's going to be a ride as usual. Timestamps are in the description box there. So if you want to skip forward to any specific detail or just hear what it sounds like, or skip to the end for my summing up and important info. Yeah, it's worth watching my films till the end. I know they're long, but you can always skip. Watch the end bit because sometimes there's important information. Like the last film I made, I said I was going on holiday for 3 weeks and lots of you were going, "Where are you?" Well, if you watch the film, you'd have known, wouldn't you? I'm not criticising you because I know they're long and not dull. I was going to say they're dull. Hopefully they're not dull. I try my hardest to make them not dull, but at the end I often do a bit of summing up and there's some important stuff at the end, little Easter eggs you might say at the end of the film. So in future, if you skip out loads of the middle part, it might be worth just going to the last 5 minutes and watching it because you might miss something important. Yeah. You will. No, you will because that always saves something. Anyway, shut up, Cole. Let's get on with it. Let's review this beauty. American beauty. Yeah. Got me notes handy to refer to because there's a lot of info I'm going to try and get across. I need them for the name, in fact. It's the Fender American Vintage 2 1966 Jazzmaster. This one in beautiful Dakota Red with matching headstock. Look at that. It is a thing of beauty, isn't it? 2,249 British pounds is the manufacturer's recommended price, or you know, equivalent in whatever currency, in whatever part of the world you live in. Yeah, £2,249. So it's probably about $2,500 US, isn't it? So it's not cheap, is it? Several colours. It comes in this, the Dakota Red. It comes in the Sunburst. It comes in a Lake Placid blue and a metallic green, which is actually even more expensive. That's an extra 300 quid. 2,549, that one. Alder body, maple bolt-on neck, and it's a nitrocellulose, gloss nitrocellulose finish. So the full works. Got a bit of, oh yeah, it's got that smell. It's nice. Rosewood fingerboard. We'll have a closer look at that in a minute once we've got the strings off. Okay. So before we go any further, let's see what it weighs. Here we go. 8 pound 2 ounces. 3.68 kilos. So it's not heavy, but it's not a light guitar. Here we go, a rosewood board. Look at that. It looks nice, doesn't it? It's got a nice kind of redness to it. That I like that. I wonder if I can. Oh, God, this doesn't smell of anything. Now, fun fact: I read on Wikipedia, so take it with a pinch of salt. But I read that the Jazzmaster was the first of all Fender's models to receive a rosewood fingerboard. I don't know if it's true or not. Anyone out there? Let me know. But look, yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? I'm just looking. I can see some slight tooling marks on there. I'm going to take some close-ups of that because it shows how handmade it is. Lovely bound fingerboard. I was a little bit disappointed that the binding was quite so kind of white. I don't know. I mean, it you know, it probably should be like that, and it, because it's got a nitro lacquer on it, it'll perhaps start to yellow a little bit. I kind of I just felt that with, you know, obviously off-white knobs, everything else, it might have been nice. I suppose if you spend more on the custom shop versions, that's, you know, you'd get that, wouldn't you? It's just a thing I noticed. It's got a bone nut, as we said before, bolt on. Oops, the bridge is falling off. Let me take that off as well. Now, just a push-in whammy bar. Yeah, it's got a bolt-on maple vintage C profile neck. Let's have a look at the neck profile and measurements on the screen now. Okay, here's the neck profile and measurements at the 1st fret. And here's the neck profile and measurements at the 12th fret. In the hand, it feels quite flat. Incidentally, it's got a 7 1/4 inch fretboard radius, so quite a, you know, the vintage 7 1/4 inch radius. Standard Fender scale length, 25 1/2 inch scale length. I know that Jazzmasters look bigger, but they're the same scale length as the Telecasters and the Stratocasters as okay. So yeah, and the big block inlays, which apparently are vintage correct of that era. Narrow, quite narrow frets. Yeah, quite skinny, narrow frets. There's no obvious issues with the fret job. You wouldn't really expect there to be for over $2,000, would you? Headstock. It's the large headstock, isn't it? There was a review I saw on YouTube of one of these, and someone was moaning that the headstock wasn't correct. To me, that's the big 70s headstock, which is 66. After the CBS takeover, they introduced that, didn't they, for several years? So I think that's correct. Nice colour matching, isn't it? Vintage Clusen style tuners, split posts, lovely things, and it's obviously got the proper Fender decal with the swirly wind thing and all that stuff on there. So that was all really nice, isn't it? Truss rod adjustment on this, incidentally, there's nothing there, as you can see, because it is the vintage style butt adjuster, they actually call that, which is quite awkward because you have to loosen the neck, remove the scratch plate to adjust the truss rod. Yeah, relief. Yeah. So that's that. Now let's get into, well, before we get into the pickups and wiring, yeah, let's do the bridge. So this is the famous floating bridge. There you go, you can see that. It rocks backwards and forwards. It's got these screws, I don't know how well you can see that. These screws are adjustable with an Allen key that is provided. Hang on, let's just dig that out now, actually. This is the little goodie bag that you get in a lovely case, as you saw earlier, that comes with this. I always think they should give more stickers. Oh, there's one. Bit crap, though. Lacquer finishes, Fender, precautions and care. Don't look at it or it'll crack. There's a good thing about this guitar, it will age. It will, you know, the nitro will, if you know, subject it to extremes in temperature, that will crack. You get a certificate of authenticity, which is nice, and a booklet, and little goodie bag with the Allen key to adjust the height. So you've got adjustment on these two screws, pivoty. I called them little pivoty posts before, ages ago. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm not going to crack these because I can feel there's a bit of tension on them, and the danger with these little pivoty posts is if they're loose while you're playing, the action can adjust itself, and sometimes on the cheaper ones, certainly on the cheaper ones and the Squires, that happens. You sometimes have to put a little bit of a Loctite on there to stop that happening. But hopefully on this it won't happen, so I'm not going to touch it. That obviously rocks backwards and forwards with the strings for the tremolo. That's the whole idea of it. It floats. It's got a cover that comes with that, which is, I don't know if I've ever seen one of them before. Presumably. I wonder how that works. Does it just clip on? Hang on, talk amongst yourselves for a second. Well, I never. Look at that. It looks nice, doesn't it? I guess it's like the ashtray bridge on the Telecasters. It would hamper string muting, so we'll leave that off. But yeah, and this has got the early original style saddles, which are original. You'll find that in pretty much all other versions of the Jazzmaster, they've changed that for the Mustang style one, which I'll show you because I've got one. There you go. The Mustang versus Jazzmaster. Popular upgrade this simply because the strings are less inclined to pop out of the string grooves, which are deeper than this one. If you play this too hard, the strings are all over the place. So vintage correct, not necessarily the best option. So that's that. And then of course you've got the actual floating tremolo itself, which I'm now going to remove and show you what that looks like underneath. Here we go. Well, it's quite heavy. That's what that looks like underneath. So there's no string tension on that at the moment, so it just is just flopping back. But obviously when the strings are on it, it pulls against the spring, and you can adjust the tension of the spring by this screw there. And this is the locking mechanism. I'll show you how that works, maybe. No. It doesn't. Oh, okay, I get it. Well, I don't get it. How does that work then? Just like that. Okay, yeah, I needed a little bit of purchase on it to show you. So yeah, you can see, I hope you can see that. That's how it works. You can adjust the string tension, and this locks it. There you go. So basically you can lock it so that it only goes one way. Yeah. That way, while it's completely floating. That way, down only. Dive bombs out. No, don't dive bomb on this style of tremolo, because it'll not end well. So that's what that looks like. Let me just screw that back, and then we'll have a look under there. See what I've just done? The screwdriver just slipped. I wasn't going to include that, screwing that back on in the film, but I was recording. The screwdriver slipped and I've dinged it. Look at that. First ding. Nitrocellulose for you. Oh well. I've made it my own. Funny thing is, well, depending on whoever wins it, if they got a sense of humour, this is going to be the next raffle prize. So I've dinged your prize. Sorry. Fucking muppet, ain't I? Right, moving on. Let's take some pickup readings. So we're going to go through the different circuits in a minute. For now, we're just going to take the bridge reading, 7.14K, and the inductance of this is 3.18 Henrys, and on the neck, 6.42K, 3.05 Henrys. Right, I think I've taken all the correct screws out. Yeah, these ones here you leave in because they hold the switch on and those pots. Right. Oh, just going to get a cloth so I don't damage it anymore. Cool. There's a lot of shielding going on. Wow. Actually, I'm just gonna hold that up because I'm gonna try and show you as much as I can. Well, I'm impressed by that. Can you see all that? Like fully shielded on the pick guard and proper copper shielding in the cavity. I've not seen that since like late 60s Gibsons all had that, 70s Gibsons all had that kind of shielding. That's impressive, isn't it? Looks like they made an effort. There you go. You can just hopefully see, I don't know if you can see on this shot, but there's the butt adjuster. Yeah, you'd have to loosen the neck. You'd have to loosen the neck to get your screwdriver into that still. Right, so the circuits, let's talk about the circuits. So this is the lead circuit here, and just confirming these pots, the volume and the tone on the lead circuit are 1 meg, and this is the rhythm circuit, and these here are potentiometers as well. They're just mounted differently, and these should be 500K, so it gives you a darker sound on the rhythm circuit. And the idea being that, okay, this toggle here, 3-way toggle, 3 pickup positions, bridge, both, or neck, master volume and master tone for those, and the rhythm circuit, if you switch that up, you just get the neck pickup with a master volume and a master tone for that. And because these pots are less resistance, less value, 500K instead of 1 meg, you get a darker sound. When we plug it in, we'll go through all of that and you'll be able to hear it. If it's working properly, I'm sure it is. It looks really nice and neat, doesn't it? You've got proper vintage cloth wiring. Okay, yeah. Now we're going to have to just lift one of those pickups, have a look at that underneath. So I've got some stuff to say about that. Let's balance that there. Earth wire there. Again, nice and neat. Right. Let's have a look. Pretty loose straight away, actually. Oops. Right, so 4 screws hold the cover on and the pickup in place. And you remove that, you can see you've just got that copper plate underneath it and some foam just to give it a little bit of resistance for the adjustment. So that's what a Jazzmaster pickup looks like under the hood. It's different. It's a single coil pickup. Now I'm just going to grab a P90 because I want to show you what the differences are. This is a P90, again plastic cover, and you can see they look sort of similar. Obviously that's smaller, but there's a fundamental difference, and that is, here's the P90. It's got magnets underneath the coil of wire. There you go. 2 magnets underneath the coil. Whereas the Jazzmaster pickup hasn't got any magnets. The pole pieces it has got magnets, but they are the pole pieces themselves are the magnets, and the wires just wound round those. So there's a very different sound. There's known, because it's big and wide, it's known for being quite warm. But yeah, it's a thing of its own. It's not a P90. It's different to all other pickups. Yeah, well, I can't say all other pickups because I don't know all other pickups. There probably are some that you might say, oh, it's the same. Let me know. You know, you expert. I'm not. This is just stuff I've picked up on Wikipedia. There you go. So there you go. But I thought that was quite interesting, isn't it? If you like that sort of thing. All right, now let's try and get it back. In fact, that's all there is to see. So I'm going to very carefully try and put all these screws back in. And then what we'll do is plug it in, see what it sounds like. I'll see you in a minute. There you go. That's what it sounds like unplugged. New set of Ernie Ball regular slinkies, as always. I'm a creature of habit. I should try something else sometime, really, shouldn't I? Right, here we go. So, same rig as always, Princeton 65, so you can hear what these pickups sound like compared to other things that we've reviewed. So let's get straight into it. On the board, I've got a clone, and I've got the fuzz bender on there still. I think that will sound good with this. So I'll show you if I use them via Crocs cam down there. Here we go. Step on the tuner. Let's have some noise. Oh, I'm on the rhythm circuit. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't mean to start there, but as we have, let's. So as I said, the rhythm circuit is just the neck pickup. Got to work out what key I'm in. That's with the tone fully up. Dark. That'll need some, won't it? We'll do a little bit of that later. So let's stop mucking around. Let's start at the beginning instead, which is lead circuit, fully cranked, lead pickup. That's what we call it, isn't it? Yeah, bright, isn't it? It's not pushing particularly hard. Very clean. Middle. Yeah, more of the same. Neck. It's my favourite so far. It's real. Which is a bit noisy. Nothing that a little bit of deox won't solve. Okay, with a little bit of clon. Can you hear it's just a tiny little bit, do with maybe a little bit more. Yeah, let's try something. Ah, that knob thing happened. I just turned the volume down again because it's right there. Did you see that? All I did was that. It's the same place as a Strat. Yeah, it's another one of those Fender things. That sounds right, doesn't it? That's with the fuzz bender on. Let's just. lazy, that I think, for that. Let's try like this. Won't work without the capo. The great thing about a loop, there's no rules. And all the notes don't have to be in tune, in the right key. Keep going until you find them. The rhythm circuit, full volume, full tone. I think we'll leave it there for now. More coming up in the play out jam, of course. Yeah, really, isn't it? It's I've enjoyed playing it. They're different. Jazzmasters are different. If you've never played one, I urge you to give it a go. Don't be put off, boy. Don't be put off, boy. By it's foibles. I'm gonna carry on. This is live. It's foibles. It's designing innovations, a stroke flaws. You know, the bridge on the original vintage ones, which this is a correct copy of, is, you know, iffy. If you play it too hard, it didn't actually create any problems for me there. Having said that, I'm saying this, and actually nothing happened, did it? It didn't go out of tune. No, it didn't go out of tune. And what tends to happen is the strings pop off if you hit it too hard. So I suppose I wasn't having a full-on wig out today. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to really do like heavy, you know, if you're too heavy-handed, you might have some issues with that. But as I said, people change that for the Mustang style one. You can do that on the cheap, or there's great mastery bridges for this, which are expensive, but on a guitar of this quality, well, I was going to say you might want to do it, but why would you buy an American vintage Jazzmaster and then upgrade it with modern parts? That'd be stupid, wouldn't it? Just buy an American professional or performer or whatever they're calling them this week instead. But as far as the American-made Fender Jazzmaster, or this American-made Fender Jazzmaster goes, I think it's bloody great. I do, however, think it's expensive. Now, this is well, I think it's interesting. I was going to say, this is interesting. Who am I to judge? I bought this. I mean, obviously, I've bought this specifically for the channel, to review on the channel. And this has been facilitated by the support that I'm getting on the channel now, by way of our channel partners, Guitar Music, by way of all the wonderful subscribers over on the Guitaristas TV channel. Check that out if you haven't yet. You get to watch all of this nonsense without any of these fucking annoying adverts that keep popping up. It's getting silly, isn't it? I mean, why do you want to see an advert for? I was gonna say hair conditioner, but that might be appropriate on this channel. But you know, all the bollocks. What the fuck's that got to do with my audience? And so, yeah, the adverts, they're annoying and they pay nothing. So they do not contribute towards any of this stuff at all, honestly. Be lucky. I'm not, they don't pay well, but I get lots of support elsewhere. Guitar Music, TV channel. And of course, I've recently started these raffles, which are really enabling me to go the rest of the mile, which is to spend this kind of money on guitars, to review them for your delectation, and then I can flip them again. What was I saying? So I bought this obviously specifically for review, flip, and you know, therefore it is a big investment. But what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say here is, when I bought this and I got it home, I'd spent £2,200 on it, and I kind of got a bit of buyer's remorse straight away. So pretend that I'd bought this to keep. From time to time, I might do that with guitars, but it's difficult to do that and keep the channel running. So, but pretend, for the sake of argument, I don't know where this is going, but I'm going to carry on. Pretend, for the sake of argument, I'd bought this to keep. Straight away, I picked it. So I unboxed it, got it out of the case, thought, oh, that looks nice. I had a little strum, and I thought, £2,200. That's a lot of money for guitar. Rather than, obviously, there's a lot of guitar for the money. It's a lot of money for the guitar. And you're going, well, where's that money go? Why has that cost me so much? Now, hopefully today we've seen where some of that money's gone into the manufacture of this. But straight away I started thinking, well, it'd be interesting to get the Squier Classic Vibe to actually do a direct comparison to this. So I went online and bought myself a Squier Classic Vibe, obviously, which was a lot cheaper. Look at that. This was £399. £2,200, £399. And although, see, this has got the Mustang bridge, as you can see, is the upgrade, and a couple of other minor differences, really, apart from where it's made. This is made in Indonesia. This is made in USA. So I thought I'd get this, and I started playing it straight away, and for some reason it it felt better in some ways. It felt more justifiable. You know, there's a certain guilt attached to spending this kind of money on a guitar. Whereas, I've said so many times before, this is kind of like guilt-free, isn't it, really? And probably might give you as much pleasure. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to find out next week, okay? What I'm going to do next week is I'm going to review this and compare, direct comparison with the American version that we played this week. And yeah, do a film about that. And then I'm going to launch a raffle. And you can win, you could win one of these, because I'm going to, okay, so what I'm going to do is, this will be the first prize, and this will be, oh fuck, they'll have a few more dents in it by then, sorry. This will be the first prize, and this will be the second prize. I wonder which one you would prefer. I think it's probably quite obvious, but yeah, that's what we're going to do next week. Yeah. So on that bombshell, see, that was an Easter egg. See, if you haven't watched to the end, like probably 60%, 70% of the viewers don't watch to the end, you won't know. So well done you for sticking with it. Come back next Friday, same time, same place. And we'll do that. We'll compare these two, and we'll launch a raffle. And I'll tell you how you can win one of these, and also at the same time help support the channel and a little bit of charity as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. Good to see you again. Come back next week, same time, same place, and let's do it all again. All right, cheers for now. Ta-da.